There are football games coming up, and you're wondering who might win the game. We're going to present to you a football character analysis, a unique way to use metaphor to picture the upcoming gameplay. These are real-world metaphors. We've adapted a method that we've used successfully to forecast news themes and market movement, and we're using that to look at NFL team mood or attitude as they present going into a football game. And we take this presented attitude or vibe and use a well-known real or fictional person as a metaphor for this team. Yeah, who's going to win? It's anybody's guess, but we're presenting ours here based on our model of looking at things. And just to let you know, this is not intended to suggest that anyone should make bets on these games based on this information. We're doing this to show one way that metaphor can be used to imagine future events. This is for NFL Week 4, and we have games for September 24th and 25th. The first game is Tennessee at Cleveland. So this, you see the composite of their mood qualities at the bottom of the slide, and our description of this. For the Titans, we're looking for a team with an occasional surprise or two, yet they have no access to instinct or intuition. For the Browns, we see a team that's highly intuitive and able to go with the flow, yet they're controlled in their presentation. They may be a bit too open at times, which is not an asset in football. And so we represent them as Tennessee Data and Cleveland Deanna Troy. So this is a battle between the mechanical and the intuitive. Star Trek Next Generation's Data has the edge of brute strength and calculations, but Deanna can respond instinctually as needed. Her openness could work against her in football. Data might have the edge, but she has the advantage of knowing how to shut Data down. He has an off switch. So we're going to pick Deanna or Cleveland to win by 2. Next, we look at Atlanta at Detroit. The Falcons has the energy to move and the control to help it count. They are also more able to improvise than their opponent. Working against them is they may let their guard down and lose ground for that. Looking at the Lions, they have their strategy down, which makes them somewhat mechanical. But they also might have some surprises in store, yet are prone to mistakes. So we represent this game as Atlanta R2-D2 at Detroit C3PO. We have 2 very different skill sets in these teams, yet they're nearly evenly matched. Somehow, though, this one time R2-D2 seems to be a little too vulnerable to getting tipped over. And so we have to give C3PO, or Detroit, a 1-point advantage. Next, we look at New England at the New York Jets. So the Patriots, on the face of it, look like an everyday football team. There's nothing remarkable showing for them. Yet they have more of what it takes to win a football game than the other team. The Jets have the look and the energy, but are clearly outmatched. It's not impossible, but it is unlikely that they're going to win this game. So we represent this game as New England Clark Kent versus New York Princess Leia. This is a mild-mannered, appearing football team versus a gung-ho, royal, and feisty opponent. If it mattered, Clark Kent would of course win. but not by so much as to show off. So we're giving Kent or New England 3 points, seeing them as winning by at least 3 points. Buffalo at Washington. The Bills have the ability to respond in the moment, and they are also disciplined. They might even have a secret weapon, as there is an air of mystery to them. The Commanders might be trying to razzle-dazzle, but without the finesse of their opponent. They're more prone to mistakes and might leave an opening that their opponent could take advantage of. We represent this game as Buffalo Yoda at Washington Skywalker. These two teams are engaged in a magical dance, yet one comes across as less accomplished as a magician. Yoda is the most likely to win, but only by enough to teach young Luke a lesson. We see Yoda or Buffalo winning by 3. Indianapolis at Baltimore. The Colts have showed up, but they don't seem quite ready for this game. They're particularly vulnerable to breaks in the line if they aren't careful. The Ravens are ready for action, and they might try all kinds of different tactics to keep their opponent on their toes. This game is Indianapolis Taylor Swift at the Baltimore Busy Person. This is an odd match with Taylor Swift ready to go, but unprepared for this particular football game. Her opponent is an average person who's extremely busy and willing to try all kinds of maneuvers to get the best of their opponent. We see Busy Person or Baltimore winning by at least 3. Chicago at Kansas City. The Bears appear to have a secret plan to dominate. Can they pull it off? The Chiefs have the ability to respond in the moment. They have heart and the drive to keep pushing forward. Chicago Sam Neill at Kansas City Van Morrison. This is another odd match with a young Sam Neill, as he was when he played Damien of the Omen, trying to outmaneuver a young Van Morrison. We have to give it to Morrison, Kansas City, to win by at least 2. Dallas Cowboys at Arizona. The Cowboys embody the essence of football here. They are vulnerable to injury under the right circumstances. The Cardinals are light on their feet, high in energy, and can respond to the moment. They need to stay attentive and not let their guard down, or their opponent will seize the opportunity. They may have some magic up their sleeves and a surprise or two. We see this as the Dallas Superman versus the Arizona Tinkerbell. Superman wins on strength and strategy, but is vulnerable to injury if his kryptonite weakness is discovered. Tinkerbell is quick, difficult to catch, and able to respond to the moment. If he does catch her or gives one look with laser vision, she's toast. So we see Superman or Dallas winning by at least 5. Philadelphia at Tampa Bay. The Eagles in this game are slow and steady. They are solid and difficult to move. The Buccaneers are full of surprises with plans to prevail. They have the ability to take advantage of any situation. This is the Philadelphia Tortoise at the Tampa Bay Hare. The Hare looks to be the obvious winner here with their plans and ability to respond to the moment. The Tortoise is solid, but why are they even trying today? Yet we know how the story goes, so we have to give the Tortoise or Philadelphia the win by at least 3. Enjoy the games. We had fun presenting this metaphorical character analysis of the upcoming games. See if it adds an additional dimension to your experience.